feel like cold opens are a much more natural way to start something off. When you go into an introduction, a lot of times I feel it's very stiff and awkward. Um, Cold open just feels better. You don't start a conversation by giving a bunch of needless background information. You figure things out with context clues, and I think that's just a more natural and better way to do things. So I'm just gonna jump into this, and what this is. I know I'm kind of going against what I said, but I still feel like this is a more natural way to do it. Is just kind of recording my thoughts. I'm gonna do something, not necessarily play a game. This is Teardown, I believe. Yeah, this is Teardown. But generally, I wanna just occasionally record myself doing something and just talk about my thoughts. Something I've never really tried before. I'm not really good at talking into a microphone. Feels a little awkward. My equipment isn't very great either. My voice kind of sounds like shit. But I mean, just something I want to get into. I want to do something creative, and I feel like this is a good thing to jump into. It's not something I really want to make a career out of or put a lot of time into, but just like video diaries, I guess. That's a weird way to put it, but I just wanna create something. I feel like everybody has kind of got the urge to make something, to create it. As I'm breaking all this shit, but I feel like the urge to want to build, to make something it's a very human thing. It's a pretty universal human experience is what I'm trying to say. It's everybody wants to make something. So this is my attempt. Uh, Lately, I've been getting into painting Warhammer figurines. That's another kind of creative outlet I'm trying to pursue. Mm, I'm liking it. Not really a big Warhammer guy, but I'm getting into it. I've been playing the new game, and I like that a lot. It's pretty fun. So I'm trying to get into the lore, kind of painting the figurines and stuff. And holy shit, are they expensive? I mean, it's like $60 for a 10 pack without any of the paint, like the paint and the brushes, all that shit. It's a lot of money. But I mean, I really do enjoy doing it. I've painted a couple of them. Been doing salamanders. Been painting salamanders, and I like them. And they're pretty cool, and I've been enjoying painting them. I've really been getting into it. I went to a bunch of different stores at a local mall with my girlfriend, and we just picked up a bunch of cheap shit for me to work on my painting with them, and so I'm getting into it. It's enjoyable. I'm trying to pick up a hobby. I feel like all I do is play video games, and I don't think that's a really good hobby. As I'm playing a video game, obviously, but I just wanted to pick something up, and like I said, I've had this urge to do something creative a while. I know I've talked with a lot of my buddies, and they feel the same way. Just I'm not super skilled. I don't really have any. I can't paint, can't draw. Very not very good at paying attention to detail. But I really do want to be just a more creative person, and I feel like it's a really good way to just get through life, is find something you can enjoy and let some of those creative juices out on. Sorry, this is really awkward. I've never done anything like this. I feel weird talking into a camera. I don't really know what else to say. I guess I can talk about myself a little. So right now, I am a fire cadet. I'm going through fire academy. It's a lot, I really enjoy it. It's a lot of hard work though, and I'm not in the shape I need to be doing some of the stuff I'm doing. But something I'm really passionate about right now. I love doing the physical work. It's so satisfying, just busting your ass doing this work, and then what's this? It's really satisfying busting your ass doing this work, and you feel like you can't do anymore, and you got to dig in and keep going. And you got people yelling at you, but they push you past what you thought your limits were. That's something I've learned is a lot of limits are very self-imposed. What you think you can or can't physically do. If you've got someone sitting there screaming at you that you can do this and that you have to do this, you can do a lot more than you think you can. And obviously there's some limits, like eventually your muscles are going to give out on some stuff, but there's a lot of stuff you can just push past. But yeah, I'm finding strength I didn't know I had, and I think that's really enjoyable. I'm enjoying life right now. I mean, my whole life is Fire Academy right now, though. I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and I don't get off till like 5 p.m. busting my ass. I'm in I'm in Texas, so it's hot. It gets really warm, and it's in the 90s right now, like high 90s. And if you've never worn fire gear, bunker gear, it's like wearing a ski suit that has like wooden boards in it or something. It's very restrictive, more so than any clothing I've ever worn, and it's incredibly warm. And it just drains you. The heat drains you. It's like trying to do cardio in a sauna. That's about what I can equate it to. Try going to a sauna and lifting heavy shit and climbing ladders. It's hard. It drains you in ways that regular exercise just won't. It makes you feel weak. It takes you feel drained. Takes everything out of you. But again, I love it. It's a good time. We get to do some cool stuff too. That's the nice part of. I don't know what that said. It's a good time. We get to do some cool stuff. This past week, what we've been doing is we've been going over like rescue operations. So if there's somebody in a building, they're like collapsed or something, we've been training on going in to rescue them. You go into an abandoned building, and it's a lot of times it's pitch black and it's smoked out. So what you're doing is you're on pretty much your hands and knees. Not really. They want you like sliding around, but for all intents and purposes, you're on your hands and knees crawling around, trying to find people in the pitch black. You're feeling around, you're kind of like swimming almost with your hands as you slide around. And when you find them, a lot of times it'll be either like one of the people I'm in Fire Academy with, or it'll be a dummy, and you got to drag them out, and that's pretty difficult. I don't know if you've ever tried to drag 160 pounds while you're on your hands and knees, but you got to do it in bursts. It's like ready, go, and you're doing it with a team, so it's not like the worst thing, but it's a lot of fun. We got to go up to a facility, not gonna say where, and it's basically a big warehouse that was furnished on the insides to look almost like an industrial complex or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it had like furnishings and rooms and stuff inside a big warehouse. And we got to go, and we were in full gear, and they were just one after another, sending in group, and we'd go try and clear the facility almost, looking for victims, and that was really awesome. That was probably the most fun I've had doing any of this stuff. Just searching, you feel cool. You feel cool sliding around in this pitch black room. We got to use flashlights a couple times, and the rule with like smoked or blacked out buildings is if you can see your feet, you can walk. If you can't see your feet, you need to get down. So when we got the flashlight, it was a lot more enjoyable, and we could actually like walk around and search, and it's a lot of fun. It feels a little surreal, but it's the most enjoyable thing I've done by far in the academy. And that was for searching for like trapped civilians, but there was another side to it. You gotta search for downed firefighters, and that's something that was really interesting. I liked that a lot too. So basically, you've got these things called RIC packs, And they're these just like orange bags, and inside they have a SCBA cylinder, which is just it's compressed air that you breathe. And you take this RIC pack and you go find this downed firefighter. And what you do is you can connect this RIC pack, and it's all the way it's set up is you can connect a hose from this pack onto their SCBA, which is a self-contained breathing apparatus. It's the backpack that firefighters wear to go into burning buildings, you know, and they put the mask on and lets them breathe. And this RIC pack, what it does is it connects to the SCBA, and if they're low on air, it equalizes out and tops off their air. So we gotta drag that with us, and then keep in mind we're pitch black, you can't see anything. They use a fog machine to make it seem like it's smoked. I get through this. Fog machine to make it seem like it's smoked. So you gotta search around, and they've got an alarm on their pack going off. So that's how you find them. And then when you find them, you hook them up to the RIC pack, and you gotta drag them out. You gotta understand. Let's say like a guy who's about 240 pounds. When he's in full gear, he's gonna weigh about 300 pounds. It's about 60 pounds of gear, I believe. So you know you're dragging this guy who's got all this crap on. That's cool. So they're heavy, and it's just really cool. I'm a big guy myself, so it wasn't as big of a deal, but we got some smaller people in the academy, and it's funny having to deal with it, you know. I mean, there's this one girl in the academy. I think she's like 5'2". She's very small, and she had to drag out this one dude who's as big as I am, bigger than me. He's like 6'5". He's a big ass dude. He's like 240, 250. And so with gear, he's like over 300 pounds. She could not get him out. Like I would struggle to get that guy out. And but eventually she was able to get him out. But it's crazy some of the stuff they have you do. But it's, like I said earlier, you don't realize what you can do until you've had to do it, you know? And that's back to what I was saying earlier, is like you don't realize the strength you have. Another thing is, I'm really scared of heights. That's something I really struggle with, and doing this academy, it's made me kind of have to face that. I still struggle with it, but I'm getting a lot better than I've ever been with heights. Like not too long ago, we had a unit where we had to climb a ladder truck. So it's like a big fire engine that has a ladder on top, and they hooked it up to this big tower, and we had to climb the ladder up 7 stories and climb into a window, which was, and you know, you're not like hooked in or anything. You have a harness for when you get to the very top. They hook you into so that you don't fall, but you're climbing up the ladder without anything. And so that was just that was tough for me. I wasn't thrilled with it. They made us take a picture climbing up the ladder. So they made us, you know, we're up probably 1 or 2 stories, and they make us turn around and look at the instructor so I can get a picture. And I've just got this very pained look on my face. I did, and a lot of the other guys, like, they completely turn around. I'm holding on to the ladder as tight as I can. I've just got my head turned, and I just have this awful look on my face. That was a very difficult thing I had to do. Another thing is, a lot of the people, I'm not luckily, but a lot of people are claustrophobic, and you don't realize the situations they're going to put you through before you sign up for something like this. We've had to, we're going to do some more here next week, actually, or the week after, but we've already had to do a bunch of stuff where we're crawling through basically like converted sheds that are just filled with crawl spaces, and you're in full gear, and you're crawling through these sheds. And these openings are tight, you know, and there's corners and stuff. I mean, there's some of them, like, you have to, like, worm your way through. They're so tight. You can't, like, crawl. You're basically doing the worm through. And so that's something some other people struggled with. Didn't have an issue with it. Didn't bother me. My main thing is it's just hot in there, and I got overheated. But the act itself didn't really bother me. But they're actually, I think in like 2 weeks, they're going to have us climb into a big metal container that's buried underground. and we're gonna have to, oh shit. We're gonna have to crawl around in that, so that'll be cool. I mean, I'm kind of excited for that. I don't really know what else to talk about. I've been pretty much just talking about my fire academy, but I feel like I should talk about some other stuff. I don't really have anything else going in my life though, going on in my life that I feel deserves being talked about. You know, I've already talked about my Warhammer figurines. I've been talking about fire academy. You know, I've got some other stuff, but I don't really want to talk about that online. I feel that's personal. Yeah, I don't want to talk about my girlfriend, that kind of thing. I don't want to talk about my living situations. Like, I don't know, there's just some stuff I don't want to talk about online, but I just feel a little weird just going on and on about Fire Academy. I feel like it's not something most people can relate to, but I mean, I think it's interesting, and I think other people think it's interesting too, so there's that. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I should talk about it more or not. I'm gonna keep going on about it, but I don't know. Next time I'm gonna have to make a list or something of what to talk about, so I'm not just going on and on about something nobody else can relate to. But I mean, I guess like I said earlier, this is kind of just something for me to get my thoughts out. This isn't really for anybody else. I mean, if other people watch it, that's great. I hope so. You know, I want people to hear my thoughts, but at the end of the day, it's for me. Oh hey, I can draw stuff. I feel like I should use my mouse for that. I've been playing on controller. I guess I can talk about that, controller versus mouse. I've been playing on controller because I don't know, when I want to sit down and chill, my controller's my go-to, you know. I feel like mouse and keyboard gives you a lot more dexterity that you never get from a controller, but if I'm just chilling, not doing anything, playing a game like this, I want a controller. I don't know. I don't really have a reason. Controller's more comfortable for me. Whoa. What can I do with this? Nothing. Okay. I don't know. I grew up playing on controllers, so it's just kind of what I'm conditioned to use. I know. And there's a lot of debate on, you know, what's better, and I think it's stupid. You know, use what you want to use, and obviously, you know, like mouse and keyboard is better for some stuff, and controller is better for some stuff. I don't know. They're different feels, and they do different things, but oh yeah. Let me get one of these motherfuckers. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can. Hells yeah. Take this whole fucking mall apart now. Hell yeah. As I was saying though, I think it's stupid to hate on people over personal decisions. You know, something there's a lot of in this world with politics, and even something as stupid as iPhone or Android. And obviously, you know, I'm team iPhone. Don't get me wrong, I'm team iPhone. But it's just so stupid to hate on people because they have a different personal preference than you. And there's so much of that in our world right now. People get so heated over it, you know, DC versus Marvel, Coke versus Pepsi. It's just, I feel like people just want to be negative. That's what it boils down to. People want to feel angry about something. Kind of running out of things to talk about. I'm probably gonna go ahead and end the video here in a couple minutes. Just want to dick around with this backhoe for a couple minutes, and probably end the video. But I don't know what I'm gonna do next time. You know, I might do this again. Probably not. No, but I'll probably the thing is, I don't want my videos to be about what I'm doing. I want them to be about what I'm talking about. That's kind of where I'm going with this. So I'm going to, I don't know how regularly, I don't have a schedule or anything. This is just something I want to do when I have a little bit of free time. Just get my thoughts out there, you know, say stuff. Something you can listen to on your drive home. You know, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for, and I feel like eventually I'll get better. I know it's very awkward right now, and I'm talking about weird stuff. Next time, I've already decided I'm gonna make a list of topics I want to talk about. That way, I'm not just rambling like I have been. That'll help. I want to talk about some deeper stuff too. I feel like just rambling about my fire academy, and I'm definitely gonna talk about that more because it's a huge part of my life right now. But I do wanna talk about other stuff. Like for instance, you know, all my friends, they left for college and stuff. Finally, I mean, we're all in our 20s now, but everybody just got a late start. But it's for the first time ever, you know, I don't have friends to hang out with on a regular basis like I used to, so that's something, you know. Talk about that. I'm not gonna get too much into that, but I'll probably touch on that in some other time. Been you know, doing my best to make new friends in my fire academy, and I have been. You know, everybody's pretty cool there, you know, and the kind of the shared pain when you go through something like that. I really feel like it helps. It's a lot quicker to make friends, you know. It's not high school where you got to build a relationship. I mean, the relationship is kind of thrust onto you when you're in a situation like that. I've only played Teardown like once before. Now that I got this big backhoe, I'm actually really enjoying this. I wish I'd just gotten in this from the beginning. Yeah. Honestly, I might go ahead and end the video here. I don't really have anything else. Let me just go ahead and drive this thing through the mall. If I can drive this through the mall, I'll call that, or this building right here, I'll call that a win. But I doubt anybody's gonna watch this. But if anybody does, you know, criticism, please. I won't get butthurt about it. I want to know how I can make this better or worse. You know, and I know I use a lot of filler words. That's something I can work on. And a lot of the awkward pauses I keep leaving. But you know, other than that, give me some criticism. I don't care if you hate on it too much. I know I'm doing a pretty rough job right now. But I'm enjoying it. You know, like I said earlier, I've been wanting to create something for a while, and this is kind of that outlet for me. All right, I'm through the food store, the store where you buy food. All right, so I don't really have anything else to say. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next video, probably next week. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for it. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video.